In March 2024, I was commissioned by Wyrmwood Gaming Company. I had no idea what I was getting myself into, but I had this crazy idea. I'm going to make the soles of these shoes look like wood, because wood is the soul of Wyrmwood. It's true. I tried making the soles of Air Force Ones look like wood. How did I come up with this preposterous idea? First of all, what is Wyrmwood? What is Wyrmwood? Yes, they're the coolest gaming company ever. And they asked me to make some custom sneakers to celebrate their upcoming drop. That's all about... We'll get to that in a second, but first, you need to know about this guy.
I am so ready.
Bobby is the marketing director at Wyrmwood. You might recognize him from the countless Worm Life episodes on YouTube.
I'm so excited. These look so good though. That is a gyroid!
D4.
Is that gross? I don't know.
How much red dye 40 do you think's in there?
I don't.
How long have you been working on that lollipop?
3 days? Oh, well that's fine.
Bobby and I had a meeting where we discussed the vision for the DiceapaSHOEzas. However, what he said during this meeting shocked me. He said he did not want to see a mock-up or any sketches of the concept art for this project. They trusted me. They had seen what I was capable of, and they wanted to give me full creative freedom. And they were even so generous as to send me a bunch of their products. I gladly received the prismatic dice glass set, a purple heart dice vault, a mug, a black walnut mechanical pencil, a red cedar and sea salt candle, a hat, and this hoodie. Thank you. They also sent me my canvas, a blank white pair of crisp, fresh Air Force Ones. I had decided that these colorful dice would need to be my main inspiration for the custom sneakers. I thought this design would have to be bright, colorful, party-like, sweet, luxurious, but most of all, these shoes would have to scream poos.
I'm just make it poos. Just like Diceapalooza it up. It's gonna be like 10 out of 10 poos, or we're gonna be like, if it's not poozing, we're in big trouble.
Good evening and welcome to the evening poos.
After days of planning, it was time to begin customizing. I'm going to start with dyeing the soles of the shoes. But what was the name of the dye? Honey is the name of the dye. Okay. After I dyed the rubber soles, I dyed this wooden crate that I got from Michael's. I also figured that since Wyrmwood would be unboxing these shoes on video, I decided to consider the shoebox as part of the design. However, as I was doing this, the unexpected happened. I was confident that I wouldn't spill the dye. Spilled the dye. Unfortunately, it spilled all over my windowsill, my wall, and my carpet. Fortunately, it spilled in the opposite direction of the shoes. The next step required some power tools. Carefully, I carved out lines to mimic the design of wood grain around the entire sole. Have you ever seen anyone do this? I was taking a risk and I couldn't believe it was working. And then it was time to do the other shoe. I mimicked the pattern as best as I could. And they came out pretty symmetrical. Next, I airbrushed the sock liners light brown. To do this, I covered the rest of the shoe with an old t-shirt. I used a mixture of 10% Angelus paint and 90% Too Soft. And while it was still wet, I heat set it to ensure that the fabric would cure soft and flexible. And it did! I would advise anyone at home to look away if the next scene is too much for them. I made the risky decision to pick up my craft blade and chop the Nike swoosh off the inside of the shoes. It's scary, I know, but it's a part of the process. My design required a smooth painting surface for the insides of the Air Force One. After both swooshes were off, I filled in the remaining holes with Angelus leather filler. Then I sanded it down for a seamless surface. I decided to use base colors that weren't too overwhelming and matched the vibe of the Diceapalooza logo. Over the next couple of weeks, I continued painting the design. Throughout the entire course of this project, I've been a full-time college art student, which means I cannot be in my painting studio every day or even every week. All of the clips you see in this video are spread out over the course of 2 months, and I'm still not done because I have to edit the video itself. Since I couldn't work on these shoes every single day, I did what I always do. I left them on my desk. The sunlight from my windows caused the dye on the soles to turn red. The lines that I had previously carved and dremeled seemed to blend in. I just could not deal with the drama of these sassy customs, so I decided to keep working on the design and deal with it later. If you know Bobby, you know he has a passion for rolling dice. Lots of dice. Next, I painted a hand rolling dice. Is it Bobby's hand? We'll never know. The prismatic glass dice wrap around the shoe and lead to a bunch of candy and the logo. So next I painted these lollipops and gumballs. I went to Home Depot in search of a piece of wood, which would be the lid to the shoebox. I got it custom cut, and this is where it gets embarrassing. The guy asked me if I wanted to keep the rest of the wood, and I said, no thank you, I don't need it. I didn't realize that I still had to pay for the entire sheet, so I basically would have been getting it for free. Do you think I could still go back and ask for it? My dad helped me design the perfect edge to make it a functional wooden lid. We cut out these smaller pieces and attached them to the edges of the wood with glue and nails. Next, I bought some red velvet fabric and sewed a custom fitted lining for the box and the lid. And that is how I made the DiceapaSHOEzas. Right now, they are in the Wyrmwood headquarters in Boston, Massachusetts. Still in a box, waiting for the big reveal. They might even be opening them right now.
She made it says DiceapaSHOEza on it. She went so hard. We just appreciate that. So many layers of suspense. It's a hand. Whoa, hold on. I need to just. That is absolutely crazy. It's a hand rolling prismatic polyhedrals. And then on this side, it's lollipops and gumdrops and swirly lollipaloozas. And then she made the bottom wood, like Wyrmwood. So we got wood and Diceapalooza in this one sneaker. Wood. It says life.
Oh, Worm Life! Ah.
It says Worm Life. What a great detail. A wooden bottom for Wyrmwood. They have dice and lollipops and gumdrops and the Diceapalooza logo. And they have gold additions to the laces that say Worm Life.